It is currently 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just way to go about my usual morning routine or lack of morning routine. I'm not really one for these wanky sort of morning routines that take about half an hour to actually get through, and I'm more of just a wake up, hydrate, caffeinate, take your supplementation and crack on with the day. It's not my kind of thing anyway. So what I'm about to do is make myself a coffee, make myself just like this small sort of like hydration shake thing that just consists of water, squeezed lemon, glutamine, pink salt. It helps with my digestion. It helps with me hydrating first thing in the morning as well. And I guess that is the wankiest thing about my morning. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make my first meal as well, and then go and train. So what the plan is today is take you through a training session, what that kind of looks like, take you through my sort of day-to-day life, I guess, in a sense of behind-the-scene work stuff, and then show you what I eat in a day as well, typically. So yeah, stick around and you'll get to see how much of a boring cunt I am. A question I get asked a lot of the time is like, what do I do? How do I set up my mornings? What are my morning routine like, etc., etc. I'm being fully transparent. Like, I was one of these people where I would spend about fucking X amount of hours the first thing in the morning, kind of just like spending it for me and setting myself up for the day, because I almost felt like I was entitled to that. And it was easily the most unproductive I've ever been. Whereas now I'm very much a get up and go, and I spend like 15, 20 minutes max having a coffee, having some water, having a meal if I'm going to be training first thing, brushing my teeth, showering, that kind of thing, and then cracking on with work immediately. And it's easily the most productive I've ever been. There is obviously merit and there's benefits to you getting up and getting some sunlight, getting some fresh air, getting some exercise done first thing in the morning, but if you've got a fucking to-do list, it's as long as your arm, then I would rather be spending that fucking precious time actually cracking on with it, just so then it's not having to get done at stupid o'clock at night. In the middle of hydrating, that fucking ungodly noise is the Nespresso machine. That is also one of the wanky things in my life that I'm not willing to give up. I've not even put a fucking mug there. Oh my god. You can tell it's first thing in the morning, fuck me. And just because with my supplementation, like there's a few things that I have to take like 8 capsules of to get a serving. So what I do is I split it up. So then every like Sunday when I'm doing my meal prep, I'll also do my supplement prep as well, where I'll basically just put everything into this wee container, and I'll have 2 servings of these basically per day. So all we've got in here is omega-3s, vital support from JP, vitamin D3 and K2, magnesium, zinc, fuck me, what else do we have? Curcumin, love heart, and berberine. And then obviously, like when I'm training, I'll take things like creatine, essential amino acids, and I'll take glutamine first thing in the morning and when I'm training as well. So this is meal 1, cream of rice, whey protein isolate, dark chocolate and blueberries. Typically, like what a standard day looks like for me usually is like get up, do work for a few hours, have that first meal at 9, do work for a few more hours, and then go and train around 1. So I get 2 meals in prior. Just because I'm filming this and I've got a few things on going throughout today, I'm having to train a little bit earlier. I'll always use this time to empty my inbox. So in the past, like I'm big on just saying to my clients they can message me whenever they want. Essentially, I'll get back to them as soon as I can, and I don't look at my phone on a Sunday. But then, like Monday through till Saturday, I'm available from like 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. So usually, what I will do in the past, I would just reply to it like there and then, and it just created a little bit of like stress and overwhelm. So what I do now is, like when I'm having this first meal, I'll empty my inbox, and then when I'm having that pre-workout meal, I'll empty my inbox. Then around like 5 o'clock, I'll empty my inbox again, and then around just before 8 p.m, I'll do it a fourth time. Just so it keeps on top of things, it's not piling up, and it also means I'm having like various touch points with people like throughout the day, rather than just doing it like once a day, or God forbid, like every few days. Also a top tip, if you are a foodie, not a foodie, a greedy bastard like me, and you love your food and you love high volume food, when actually eating your meals, use the smallest utensil you possibly have. Like, I've got a pretty decent sized bowl of, get my words out, decent sized bowl of cream of rice here. And I would like to be using a baby spoon, but I'm also using a teaspoon. It just makes the meal last that little bit longer. It's just the little things. So I'm just putting my intra-workout drink together now. So all it is, in a big 2-litre bottle to create an ungodly colour, intra-workout carbs, essential amino acids, glutamine, and of course creatine as well. Pop it into a 2-litre bottle, fill it with water, obviously, shake it. It creates this fucking disgusting green colour, and it tastes absolutely rank as well, but it gets the job done. And now I'm away to go and train legs. So knowing my lack of video editing skills, I probably just cut from the gaff now into the gym. So I'll just be showing some clips of like how I go about a leg day now, because I'm fucking built like Johnny Bravo. I start my leg days with biceps, just because my arms are my strongest point, and I don't really have to pay much attention to them on other days or anything like that. So I just chuck 2 sets of bicep curls at the start of my leg day, and that's literally all I do for biceps throughout the week. And it seems to work for me. Legs are something that need to catch up. Arms are something that can kind of stay where they are for the time being, I guess. I'll be starting a diet in the next few weeks, and then when that diet is over and I go into a improvement phase, growth phase, whatever wonky terminology you want to use, I'll probably be spending a little bit more time bringing the arms up along with my legs, because that's kind of like the 2 body parts that I'm most arsed about, is like having big fucking arms and big fucking legs. So I'm halfway there. Oh, it's a fucking awkward one to get into. Oh, I should just use dumbbells. Right. Working set next. I'm going for anywhere between 10 and 15. So 12 reps there. The likelihood of me getting within 10 to 15 for my next set is pretty slim, but I'm not going to reduce the weight. If it goes down to something like 9 or 8 reps, I would rather take that with the same weight and then look at just getting it within the rep range next week. Cool. So what the rest of the session looks like is adductors, single leg press, lying leg curl, leg extension, hack squat, and hip press. As I'm training legs, full transparency, I can't be fucked speaking to the camera the entire time, so I'm going to be taking the mic off now, put my headphones in, and I don't know, play the montage. So that's me back home, showered, changed, feeling like less of a bag of dicks. Certainly not looking like less of one though. I have a haircut in, I don't know how long, sometime later on. So hopefully that sorts me out just a little bit, makes me a little bit more presentable, less homeless looking, less like a bag of beans. And I'm just gonna get this post-workout meal down me. So very, very gym bro, bog standard fucking meal here. Chicken, rice, green veg. My choice is peas here. And then on the side, some pineapple as well at the same time. Again, combining the glucose with the fructose to get more bang for buck out of the carbs. Chicken digests so fucking well for me. This is a meal that I heavily enjoy. So it's boring and as basic and beige like my personality this meal is. I thoroughly enjoy it and it digests very, very well. So there's no issues there. Heavily coated in pink salt as well, just to give it that like little bit of flavour. And I'm not too sure if you can even count that as flavour. That's probably the whitest thing anyone's ever said, but you get the point. Gives it some kind of flavour. So I'm going to get this down me because I'm absolutely fucking starving. I've got a little bit of work that I need to get done, and then go and get what is left of my hair trimmed and made a little bit more presentable, I guess, in a sense. So I will catch you at some point later. Listening to you earlier, I was in a podcast. It was like 3 guys. They all own businesses that are doing very, very well. And they were kind of speaking about when you, I don't know, you're first becoming like an entrepreneur, a business owner, whatever, and you're potentially sold a dream of like you graft for 3 to 5 years, you build the business up, and then you can like back off. And they were speaking about how like that's the dream. And I was just listening to it and I was like, I don't think it is. I don't think I've never once had a thought of taking like my business to a point where I'm completely like separated from it.
I think that's the struggle, and maybe a potential struggle with, like, if you are looking to sell one day, and that's maybe something I need to think about in the future, is like, okay, if I am thinking about selling this company one day, how do I do it? If I'm such a valuable cog and big part of that asset, I don't know, I think it's tough for service-based businesses to do that, but I don't know, I think that's the reason why you become a service-based business, because
it's hands-on and you're involved. Yeah, agreed. And then what day were you training?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so you've had a couple of days, I guess.
Yeah, I've trained on Monday and Sunday I just did sauna.
How many grams of fats have you been having? Just out of curiosity. Yeah.
Like 130.
Fucking hell. Is your digestion not fucked?
No, I'm shitting like.
Yeah, all the time.
No. I just eat what I enjoy.
Quite right, man. So there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
That's the most ridiculous fucking call I've ever seen. Where the fuck did you pull that from? Serious question, what is the point in that?
cheap laugh.
Is it just for a gag? Yeah.
Cheap laugh.
That's it filming, by the way. So if I just start speaking randomly, you know why. It's okay.
Seriously, is it going to make you more comfortable?
Yeah, but I need to get in the habit of doing it in front of you anyway.
Why?
Because there will be times where I'm going to do it in front of you. Thanks. So I've come to the realisation that I've picked a fucking horrible day to film this on. As I trained legs earlier, that's now caught up with me and I'm feeling absolutely burst. So yeah, I'm a bit of a mashed potato at the moment, which isn't ideal considering I've got quite a few things to do for the rest of the day. But also to add to that, I've realised that everything that I've filmed for this video so far has been filmed in slow motion, which is fucking fantastic. So if you're seeing this, then I've obviously found a solution. My next meal is mince, rice and eggs, probably my favourite meal at the moment, again doused in pink salt. My appetite is not very high just at this moment in time, just with how I'm feeling, bit of a melted candle. So I actually think I'm going to struggle getting this down and I'm going to take my time with it, but I've got 2 more clients that I need to set up, 2 new clients, sorry, that I need to set up and get on board and get good to go. which I'm looking forward to showing you like a little bit of behind the scenes and how I go about that process. And I've also got 2 catch-up calls with current clients, which again, I'll show you a little bit of behind the scenes in terms of like what kind of conversations we have and how we problem solve, etc., etc. Plan of action for the rest of the day after that, honestly, I want an early night. I'm going to get this meal down. I'm not going to make you watch that because it'll be a fucking sight for sore eyes. But then I'll show you some behind the scenes shit of what I actually do for a living. How have you been since you got back?
Yeah, good. It has been good.
Here, by the way, he looks phenomenal for being 40, eh? I look fucking older than him.
That's so funny, honestly. See, the amount of people that a guy he knows, he was at the gym the other day and he's starting with his PT again next week because he's actually going to Vegas as well for his plan.
It's a solid skincare routine he must have then. I think with a lot of people as well, when it comes to holidays, it's this mentality of like, I've only got like a week of holiday, so I need to eat everything now, when the reality is like the food's always going to be there. You're going on IVF for a reason. And what is your sort of, do you have the intention to still train and
I would love to still train when I feel like my mental side of it, and obviously physical, but physical more for movement, do you know, like with it, so I'm not seizing up, so I'm not getting sweating.
It's the same when you see like content saying you should be doing this specific exercise at this stage of your cycle. It's kind of the same thing for trimesters as well. So it's like what we have you doing now, you won't be doing like when you're 6 months pregnant, obviously. You know, when it comes, it'll probably be a case of slowly bringing that food up because the requirement's obviously going to be higher as well. How does all that sound to you?
Yeah, that sounds totally fine. I'm quite just happy to have the guidance on it. Do you know, like, but no, thank you very much for having another call anyway.
That's quite all right. It's quite all right. Right, I will check in with you again at the start of next week. But right now, it's just running everything the same as.
Perfect.
Happy days. Right, catch you in a bit, Amy. Have a good one. So I'm now just in the process of setting up a client, and I thought it'd be worth actually walking you through kind of how I go about that process. First off, I get to actually have a face-to-face conversation with them rather than just like talking over text, so it's a little bit more personal. You can typically get a little bit more information out of someone as well, which I think is very beneficial rather than just saying, oh, I want to lose weight or blah, blah, blah. You can get the reason as to why they want to lose that weight, what they're actually struggling with, and get a little bit more sort of like, get the specifics as to who they are, what they've been struggling with, and why they want to achieve this goal. To go in to get a better understanding of what their training's actually like. So how often they can train, how often they're currently training, what their favourite exercises are, what their favourite training split is, what gym they're going to, any injuries, anything like that. And then I'll go into nutrition, so what their favourite foods are, foods they dislike, allergies, intolerances, foods they definitely don't want to be eating in a diet, foods they would like to be eating in a diet, that kind of thing. And then any other kind of relevant information, health conditions, imbalances, disorders, relationship with food, just things that some people might not think to mention, but is actually very relevant, and I would rather find that out now than further down the line when everything's put together, or I've given them something that they physically can't do, because that, again, that information is actually relevant. From all that, I'll then basically get started on everything. So for example, this client that I'm setting up, she's saying that she can train 4 times a week, and her primary focus is building up her glutes. Now, initially what I will do is, right, so the client is here and they want to get here. I need to bridge that gap. I need to fill in everything in between, and I want to break that into sort of smaller micro goals and targets and steps and phases so they can actually stay motivated along the line. We might start them off at maintenance, where it's just about, right, I want to see a level of consistency with your nutrition, with your training, with your lifestyle targets, etc., and get a better understanding of where your energy balance actually is. And we're just going to combine them. So rather than her just smashing like one body part once per week, she's going to do a little less volume and a little less work on each body part, but increase the frequency throughout the week, which is going to get more bang for buck. It'll be better for her recovery capabilities. I think she'll personally enjoy it a little bit more. And in terms of hypertrophy and actually building muscle, it's more beneficial as well at the same time. She's training at 7 a.m. So I want her eating something before she goes to train. So I'm just giving her a protein shake, a banana, and a bit of dark chocolate. Protein source, carb source, fat source, all that are easy to digest and get down relatively quickly without having to jam a full force meal in before she goes to train. And you also don't want to be making frequent trips to the gym as well. So we need to have a bit of compromise here. So just like a little bit of cardio post-workout means that you're being a hell of a lot more efficient.
I supposed to be in this?
Hmm?
Am I supposed to be in this?
I mean, you can be in it. Why not?
No, I've got no choice, do I? Because it's right there. Nice.
Sorry. Giving you anxiety.
Yeah. Beep beep.
So, fourth meal of the day here, we have oats, raspberries, almond butter, and whey protein isolate. You can fuck off. I can see you laughing at me. You cunt. I forgot that you can't turn whey protein isolate into a paste, so it's just kind of turned into a soup there. But it's just, fuck off, man. Just let me do my thing. Just telling the people what they want to know. It looks like prison food. I thoroughly enjoy it and I'm way to get it down me. I've now been shunned through into the spare room as I have a few onboarding videos that I need to do, and Kimberly is through the house chilling, so I do not want to disturb her. With these onboarding videos, essentially what I'm doing here with the 3 clients that I've set up today, I'm basically just giving them a screen recording video of me walking them through everything that's been asked of them, their training, their diet, their supplementation, what the plan of action is for the next X amount of months. Just so rather than saying like, here's your plans, off you fuck, I'm actually guiding them and walking them through, making sure they're crystal clear on what is being asked of them, of what the plan of action is for the foreseeable. Yes, Christina, good evening, pal. Hope you're well. As promised, we're not fucking about, we're not wasting time. Consultation call yesterday, set up and onboarded the very next day. Okay, we want to get the show on the road, we want to get the ball rolling, and I want to get you crystal clear on the plan of action ASAP Rocky. Okay, so what I want to do is just spend like a month where we are just giving you a higher amount of food and slowly building up all the other elements, your training, your cardio, your steps, etc, etc. And then as soon as March is done, we'll go into a fat loss phase for Dubai. You're currently doing push, pull and 2 legs days. I'm basically mirroring that, so I want to take that and give you something that's similar, but just make it a little bit more optimal, okay? The foods that you actually enjoy eating and not including anything that you don't enjoy eating, okay? So you said that you're a fussy eater. I mean, you said that you eat like all the standard protein sources, the carbohydrate sources, that's fine. The only thing that you don't really like is porridge oats and Greek yogurt, which is okay. I've tried to give you a couple of variations throughout it as well. So you'll notice for like meal 3 and meal 4 on a training day, and then meal 1, 2 and 3, you've got a couple of options, okay? You're taking 5 grams of creatine, 1 serving of omega-3s, 1 serving of vitamin D3 and K2, and 1 serving of zinc, okay? So as we come towards the end of an absolutely thrilling day, and you have gotten a wee insight into my very exciting robotic life.
It's my line.
It's, huh?
It's my line.
It's your line.
It's my line.
You're
yes.
robotic there.
That's what I just said.
What me and Kimberly are currently doing is obviously out for just a wee evening stroll, but what we call this is our evening debrief. So what we found in the past is both working from home, we kind of interrupt each other's like working days, or we've got nothing to really talk about in the evening because we're speaking about our day as the day goes on. So what we've done is we're now basically just ignoring each other throughout the day and then leaving all of our chat for this walk where we can go outside, get some fresh air, go for a wee stroll, and then debrief on the day. And it's just something that we're setting as a non-negotiable. So anything you wanted to add to that?
Nope, let's just get debriefing.
Let's get debriefing. So 5th and final meal, and it is a carb-free one. It's about as interesting as I am. 4 whole eggs, 200 grams of egg whites, and some fried onion. Mostly because I had the onion to use up with a shit heap of seasoning on it. Plan now is to absolutely scoff this and then go and pass out because I'm absolutely knackered. It's not even been a relatively busy day. If I was to do this on a day where I know I'm like flat out, it wouldn't be practical. It wouldn't be logical. Me setting up a camera in between like doing things like check-ins and calls in the evenings, etc., just wouldn't work. So I wanted to do this on a day where I knew I was like relatively busy, but I could still manage to do all of this in between. That leg day from this morning has absolutely fucked me. I've been playing catch up with that all day, and it's definitely made things that shouldn't take that long to do take longer than they should, basically. So yeah, the plan now, scoff this, go and pass out. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for sticking around and watching. It's been this is my first time ever doing any kind of like vlog style videos, so they can only get better. It can't get any worse. That's a silver lining there, I guess. But if you've enjoyed watching, remember to like, subscribe, comment, all that good shit, and I will catch you in the next one.